The black-legged tick population has been on the rise in Michigan throughout the summer. Michigan State University professors say our large deer population is a reason for this, as it helps spread ticks.
And new research beginning at the school is hoping to address the issue. News 10's Isley Herschel joining us live in Okemos to tell us more about that research. Good morning, Isley.
Seth, Maureen, good morning. Right here at Lake Park is where some of this research is actually being done. It's based on prior research that happened up in the UP to help battle bovine tuberculosis. Now that was pretty successful, so researchers here are hoping to have the same sort of success with our tick problem. Michigan State University researchers are beginning to see how they can battle our area's increasing tick problem.
We find black-legged ticks on about 70% of the deer.
The black-legged tick, which can cause Lyme disease in humans, uses deer to mate, causing the population to rise. The research MSU is doing could help stop this problem at the source.
This is one of what we call our drug delivery units.
The drug delivery unit is in its beginning phases of vaccinating deer in the mid-Michigan area for ticks. Right now, each capsule has some corn, alfalfa, molasses, and a biomarker. That marker will help track how many deer are eating them. In the end, the capsules will contain a drug or vaccine to eliminate the ticks that end up gathering on deer.
The goal is ultimately, if we can control ticks on deer and reduce their overall abundance in the landscape, it really will help people by kind of reducing that overall risk of coming into contact with a infected black-legged tick.
MSU professors feel this is an innovative method that can be effective in treating the tick problem.
It seems like everywhere there's a major Lyme disease problem in North America as well as in Europe, it's because you have plenty of deer.
In the coming years, this research could be a game changer for the rate of black-legged ticks and Lyme disease in our state. Right now, the capsules are being introduced in some select parks and land preserves in Meridian Township. In fact, some of them are being introduced this week at this park right here, where I'm at right now. In the future, the team is going to add some drugs or vaccine to the capsules, which is going to help the deer combat the ticks a little bit easier. Seth, Maureen, back to you guys.
All right, Isley, thank you. Some of the symptoms of Lyme disease are the bullseye rash and feeling bad overall. MSU professors recommend wearing long clothing when spending a lot of time outside. They also say to check yourself for ticks after being outside for a while, even if it's just in your own backyard.